Good evening and welcome. I'm Christine Stevens. This is Baman Saram. We're Mystic Melodies. And thank you. And we're happy to provide the music here tonight for all of us to harmonize. And we want to invite you to chant with us in a kirtan devotional style. So I'll sing a phrase and you sing it back to me. Yes or yes? Okay, thank you. So we're going to do our opening chant dedicated to peace. So how many of you would like to connect to the vibration of peace tonight? Okay. And how many of you would like to send that peace into the world in places that we know really need that? How many of you feel that way? Awesome. That's the major. Taksim. So the words are Om, Shanti, Om. Ready? Beautiful. Shanti, Om, Shanti, Om, Shanti, Shanti, Om. Yeah. Om, Shanti, Om, Shanti, Om, Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om, Shanti, Om, Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om, Shanti, Om, Shanti, Om, Shanti, Shanti, Om. Maybe play a little rhythm thing. Peace within my mind, God and only God is moving me. Peace within my mind, God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Yeah. Shanti, 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 Om. Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Om, Om, Shanti Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Om. Shanti, Shanti Om. Shanti, Shanti Om. Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti, Shanti Om. Dedicating to the world. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti, Shanti Om. Shanti Om.
Welcome. My name is Reverend Lori McMacken. The light within me sees and honors the divine light within you. For we come together as one to lift you up, to allow you to expand in your spiritual awareness, and to realize those infinite possibilities that are seeking to emerge within you. For this is a candlelight service, and as you light your candle, I ask you to open your heart and to light your candle within. Christine is going to lead us into another chant, and as she does so, she's going to lead us into a meditation. And if you haven't lit your candle, I'm going to invite you to do so now, to come forward as we practice the presence together.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, you guys know this. This little light of mine. Let me hear ya. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine. Yeah! This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. That part. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everybody sing that part with me. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
So go ahead and just soften into your seat, relax, and just allow Spirit to move through this meditation, and just allowing the presence, the power, that peace and that poise that permeates our very being. For it is God speaking to us. So let us take 5 minutes and just relax and let go. Beyond all illusion, there's a source of love. There's a field of pure potentiality and possibility. I know that there is one magnificent power, one absolute presence, and one all-pervading love. For it is the Spirit of life, the Spirit of giving, the Spirit of receiving. For it is in the receiving of the message this evening that I feel so grateful, knowing that it is the divine within us. It is the very heartbeat of who we are. It is the collective soul that has come together. For it is God that is the common thread weaving our goodness in the sacred unity within this evening and always. So we have come here together to be as one, to share the life, to share the goodness, knowing that it is the purity of heart that is creating this community, this new beginning of the Going Deeper service. And I know that Spirit moves with power, with strength, and with purpose through Reverend Lori McMacken. For it is the awakening of that sincere heart within her that has said yes to the calling, to the soul's deepest, just the giving back. So it is in the receiving of this beautiful message this evening that I give thanks, knowing that it is the collective soul that is co-creating. It is the coming together to share in Lori's calling, knowing that it moves us out into and further into 2015. It is the beginning of our spiritual practice of going within service, and how good it is, and so it is. So I have a reading this evening, and I picked it up from The Amazing Grace, Going Deeper, from Tammy Miller, which in those days it says Tammy Miller. And it's the excerpts from the Way of Mastery, the Shanti Crystal Foundation. So just go ahead and close your eyes if you wish. It's a beautiful writing. I come not to teach you, but to love you until you choose from the depth within your own being to set aside every illusion you have ever given credence to, and to remember the truth of who you are. In that moment, there will be transcendence of all imitation. As you, the soul, the divine spark, begin to choose to withdraw the attention and the value you have placed upon all things, and learn to simplify the nature of your own consciousness, as you realize you can surrender into something that seems beyond you, and as you entertain the thought of trusting the invisible, you become less and less of what you thought you were, and more of what you truly are, what you were created to be, the thought of perfect love in form, a channel, a simple vehicle through which the love of Spirit can shine forth. For forever I am with you, for long before the stars were birthed, long before the planets arose, long before even the thought of physicality had emerged within the divine mind, we were together and sustained together in love. So give up your concept of being busy. Simply be the presence of love, because you know that there is absolutely no value in being anything else. Each sane moment that you have experienced, each moment of unlimitedness, each moment of genuine intimacy, each moment of grace-filled joy that you have ever known, in whatever form it seems to appear, has come to you because you have allowed your mind to slip into the sea of peace. There you have merely abided, empty, wanting nothing, seeking nothing, merely the presence of what you are. When that quality becomes cultivated so that it permeates your consciousness with each breath and with each moment, you will know God, and you will celebrate. And so it is.
And so let's sing together as we prepare for this message tonight. The word is God, the lyric is God of beauty. Say that part. Oh,
God of beauty.
Great, it's on the board. Is now reigning in the temple of my heart. Beautiful. This comes from the Sufi tradition. I'll sing through it once and then just keep singing it with me. The more we sing, the more we activate this mantra. God of beauty is now reigning in the temple of my heart, of my heart, of my heart, of my heart. God of beauty is now reigning in the temple of my heart, of my heart, of my heart, of my heart. You can put your hands on your heart. God of beauty is now reigning in the temple of my heart, of my heart, of my heart, of my heart. God of beauty is now reigning in the temple of my heart, of my heart, of my heart, of my heart. And then singing it silently. One more time all together softly. God of beauty is now reigning in the temple of my heart, of my heart, of my heart, of my heart.
Thank you, Christine and Baha. Let's give them a big hand. Beautiful. God of beauty is now reigning in the temple of my heart, of my heart, of my heart. And I appreciate everyone being here tonight. For Reverend Christian has set an amazing intention for this new year to create an amazing life. And that's exactly what we're doing here on Wednesday nights. We are co-creating an amazing Wednesday night service. So I appreciate everyone being here. Now, last Wednesday, we kicked this service off, Reverend Debbie and myself, and I had promised you that I was going to plant the seeds of freedom in your mind, because I know that when you go within, you can have freedom from lack and limitation. And when you go within, you can have freedom to heal your heart, your mind, your body, and your soul from the power of prayer. And when you go within, you can tap into that field of infinite possibilities, infinite potentiality. And I mentioned a quote by Ernest Holmes: "The seed of freedom must be planted within the inner being of man, like the prodigal son. Man must make the great discovery for himself." And what he was saying is that you can hear words of wisdom and you can read words of wisdom, but you have to have the experience and be the living embodiment of those words of wisdom. So the seeds of freedom that I'm going to be planting today is to express your love in the new year, to express your gifts. And your gifts emerge from who you are. And it's almost like the bud on a rose bush. That bud on the rose bush emerges and it blossoms into a beautiful flower. And exactly what you are. For you are an individualized expression of the divine. You are perfect, you are whole, and you are complete. You are a child of God, and you have all those qualities of God, but yet you are unique, and you are individual, and you're one of a kind. Matter of fact, I think you are a divine design. And your gift is made up of two folds. One, your divine design, and number two, of what you love to do and how you love to express your joy out into the world. And these are the gifts. And when you express your gifts out into the world, you are on the divine design. The universe will coincide with you to open the path for you can express these gifts. You know, you may know what your gifts are, and your gifts today could be different from what your gifts were yesterday. And as you grow and you expand in consciousness, your gifts today will be different from what they're going to be tomorrow. But you may be on a plateau. You may be saying, you know what? I really don't know what my gifts are. I really don't know what I love. But that's okay. Because at one time, there was only the great artists and the great architects of the world and the great scientists and the philosophers. Those were the only people that tapped into the divine wisdom. But there is a divine wisdom, there's a divine intelligence that you can tap into at any time. And you ask the question, what are my gifts that I am to express in the new year? And as you ask that question, you just kind of let it go. And God will speak to you in ways that you can understand. God's not going to speak to you and tell you when you speak English, right? And you just let it go and you walk your journey of life. And all of a sudden you turn around and you're like, oh, that's me. That's my gift. I know I can do that. I know that's not really me and I don't know how to do that, but I know like I know like I know. And it's something that drives your heart. You just know that if you just had the skills, that you would be able to express these gifts in the world. And you might feel a little shameful at first, like you don't want to tell everyone that you're going to have a big painting gallery because you're going to be an artist when you never painted anything. But as long as you love it and you feed it and you nurture it because you know it's coming from your heart, what happens, it ends up blossoming and it ends up becoming who you are. You know, Dennis Merritt Jones, he wrote the book, The Art of Being, and there's a chapter in that book called Plateaus, Peaks, and Valleys. And he was with the practitioner, and he said, you know, I'm kind of stuck in the yuck. And the practitioner said, well, there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is that there's plateaus, peaks, and valleys, and there's a continuum of plateaus, peaks, and valleys. Now, the bad news is that there's plateaus, peaks, and valleys, and there's a continuum of plateaus, peaks, and valleys. So no matter what path you take in your life, you're going to have plateaus, peaks, and valleys. You know, it reminded me when I was around 18 years old, and I was going to try to decide what path shall I take in my life. And I thought, well, I could be a waitress because I started waitressing at 16 years old, but I'm going to have to work really hard, and I would live hand to mouth. And I thought, well, I could be a dance teacher because I was running a dance studio before I went to college, but I know I'm going to have to work hard, and I'm just going to be in this box. I'll be in a comfort zone. But there was something that was calling me to express my gifts, something that I really loved in the world. But if I did that, I was going to have to live in the mystery of the unknown. And I didn't know if I would be successful. And I would have to step outside of my comfort zone. But I did it. But I knew I was going to have to work hard no matter what. And my working hard was the definition of plateaus, peaks, and valleys. So did I want door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3? No, I wanted door number 3. I wanted to express myself. I wanted to share my gifts with the world. You know, Henry David Thoreau says, most men live in quiet desperation because they go to the graves and their song is never sung. And I think that is a terrible thing. Can you imagine having a gift and never being able to present that gift to the world, never being able to express that out into the world? But our gifts are wrapped in our consciousness. Did you know that? And sometimes our consciousness is wrapped with fear and doubt and worry and am I enough? And do I really deserve this? I know that because my gift was wrapped in that. But you know what? Love rules. Love rules over law. And when you wrap your gift with love and you want to express it out in the world with love, all of those other things just fall to the side. Because now you're on the divine plan. And when you're on the divine plan, the road is going to open up for you. You know, Ernest Holmes, he quotes, "The law of God is perfect, and the love of God is perfect. But you must understand how to use the law and how to use the love." The law of God is the great teaching of Jesus Christ. It is done unto you as you believe, but is mechanical and it is always in action. And the moment you speak your word into the law, it is done unto you. And what I know about the love of God is perfect, but the love rules over the law. When you're dealing with the love of God, you can be divinely guided and guarded, and God maintain and God sustain with your relationship with the divine. When you're dealing with the love, you have a choice to go this way or that way. And when you're dealing with the love, you are the power cord to a manifestation. If you want to know how to manifest something like that, it's plugging in the power into the law. You'll go straight through. You know, when I was a little girl, I knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. I was only 5 years old, and I knew I was going to be a professional dancer. There was no doubt in my mind. God gave me all the talents to do that, and I knew I was on the road. By the time I turned 18 years old, I knew I had to go to school. I needed private schooling. I was going to a private school, and I knew the exact teachers I was going to study with. But I had a problem. My parents divorced, and there was no money for me to go to college. I didn't care. I was still going to college. And I had another problem. The government was no longer giving loans, so you couldn't go to college because people weren't paying them back. But I didn't think about that. The only thing I thought about was my love for what I was going to do and the gifts that I was going to express out into the world. And do you know that was the love going through the law because I was on the divine plan, and I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but the road opened up, and I was in college. But that didn't mean I still didn't have to deal with my little self. Because around my third year of schooling, I was working really hard. I was working till 5 a.m. I was living in poverty. I was wearing rags, but I was focused on my schooling and what I was doing and where I was going, so it didn't matter. And I went home to visit my mother the third year. I didn't have money beforehand to go home and visit my family. And my mother at the time, it was around 1982, she was reading a book. It was like on the bestseller list. And it was called The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. And she would run, you know that book? She would run around the house and she would say, "PMA, PMA, do you have your PMA?" My sisters and I, we thought she was off her rocker. So anyway, she goes to me, "Lori, how's school going?" And I was like, "Mom, I got to be honest with you. It's not going well. This is my last year, and I'm going to be going out into the world real soon here. And for some reason, I am not being casted for the dance roles that I should be casted in. I know I'm talented. And if I can't be casted for these roles in this small little private college, how am I going to go to New York with 100 girls in an audition? How am I going to go to Las Vegas? How will I go to LA?" And my mother looked at me. And she said, "Lori, I'm reading this book called The Power of Positive Thinking. And you just don't think you deserve." Oh my God. The sword of truth went into my heart. And I pulled it out of my heart. And I was like, oh my God, she's right. I don't think I deserve. I've come all this way, and I don't think I deserve to go out into the world and to give my gifts to the world. And we know what the law is, right? Oh, she's working hard. Oh, she's living in poverty. Oh, she's not getting the parts that she wants, but she doesn't think she deserves. It's done unto you as you believe. The law is the law. So I sat down and I had my first practitioner session with myself. Yeah. I thought, you know what? You are not going to let your little self overtake you. And I came up with the reason why I believed with my heart, with my mind, with my body, with my soul, with every single vein in my body, why I deserved to be the one that worked. And I went back to school. And then my friend came up to me and said, hey, Lori, there's an audition for a cruise ship. Do you want to go? I'm like, no, I'm too scared. And he pulled me along, and I went to that audition. And when I got over my little self, I went and I rocked that audition. And after that, it was like the Red Sea parted for me. And I worked for 20 years, contract to contract to contract. And I never looked back. And when I was in a room full of 100 women, and we all could have the same job, we're all just as talented, who is going to get the job? It's all consciousness, right? Yeah, it's all consciousness. It's the law. But it's the love that overrides the law. So if you have something, a gift within you that you want to give to the world, if there's something within you that you need to express, but you don't have the money and you don't have the confidence and you feel doubt and you feel worried and I'm not enough and I'm not deserving, think about the love. Think about the gift that you need to give to the world. And this is a great example of the love going through the law. And if you want to manifest something like this is a really, really good example. So let's say you have a child, and most people have children, and your child gets caught underneath the car. And your thought to yourself was that kid has to come up out of that car, and that car has to come up. That's the law. And the love within you lifts that car up with a Hercules-like strength, and it feels like it only weighs like 10 pounds, and you get that child from out of the car. And that is the love running through the law. And that's how you manifest anything in your life, in an instant manifestation. I'm going to tell on myself. Because my little self still gets into the way to this day. Last Wednesday, before I came here, I called my prayer partner. My prayer partner lives in North Hollywood, and we've been partners since I was in foundations class. And she says, how are you doing? And I said, I have to tell you, I'm really scared. I'm petrified. She goes, oh, no. Oh, no. I am not getting in that rowboat with you. Don't think I'm getting in that rowboat with you. And I am not rowing over to Scaredy Cat Land. And you're not going to row over to Scaredy Cat Land. So you get yourself out of that rowboat. And tonight you get up there and you let the divine mind speak through you. And tomorrow when I hear from you, I'm going to put my leg warmers on. I'm going to put my tap shoes on. And I'm going to do the I told you so dance. I love her. Let me tell you, there is one thing about the one mind of God, and when you speak your word within that one mind of God, you're going to have a manifestation. And if you have a gift that you need to give to the world, and there's something that's holding you back, that's not deserving, and you don't feel like you're enough, or you're saying, I don't have the money, you find the practitioner. Because we have 50 of them here. And if you have something within you that says, I want to be a practitioner, take the path. Because we need you. The world needs you to hold that light for everyone. But if there's any other gift that you have within you, hold that gift. Share that gift. Hone that gift. Skill that gift. Give it to the world because you don't want to die in a desperation knowing that you never gave your gifts to the world. So I invite you to go within as we come together as one in the consciousness of love. And just think of something that you have great appreciation for and great love for, and breathe into that heart space. So we're going to tap into the divine mind and ask that question, what is it? What are my gifts for this year? How can I serve the world this year? How can I be on the divine plan? For I know that each person here is unique Each person here is a divine design of the one mind of God. And I know that each person here has a gift to share with the world. And I know within that divine plan that the path is cleared for each person to give their gifts, to share their love, to share their joy with the world so they could live this life and they can express their full potential. For I'm grateful that it is done right here and right now in the mind of God. And so it is. The magnificence in me loves and sees the magnificence in you. Thank you. Shine on, shine on, your soul's got a song to sing. Shine on, your soul's got a song to sing. Your soul's got a song, your spirit's so strong. Your soul's got a song to sing. You can sing that with me, okay? Shine on, shine on, your soul's got a song to sing. Shine on, shine on, your soul's got a song to sing. Your soul's got a song, your spirit's so strong. Your soul's got a song to sing. Shine on, your soul's got gifts to bring. Sing. Your soul's got a song, your spirit's so strong. Your soul's got a song to sing. Your soul's got a song, your spirit's so strong. Your soul's got a song to sing. Come on, Pete. Shine on, your soul's got a song to sing. Shine on, your soul's got a song to sing. Your soul's got a song, your spirit's so strong. Your soul's got a song to sing. Yeah, your soul's got a song, your spirit's so strong. Your soul's got a song to sing. Thank you. I love that. Your soul does have a song to sing. So now this is the time of our conscious giving. And I ask you to take your gift in your hand. And the gift that you give is a demonstration of the universal flow in your life. And you have been spiritually fed. And so now is the time to feed your spiritual center and to feed this Wednesday night service. If you are on auto tithe and you would like to give a portion of your tithe to this service, just write a love note to the administration and tell them to give a portion of your tithe to this Wednesday night service. Yes, and I ask the ushers to come forward. I'm new at this. Thank you. So I ask you to take your gift in hand and to place it over your heart. So So I am grateful for this universal flow that's ever expressing itself and ever abundant in every single way. And I know that I am one with the flow of life. I am one with the abundance, the opulence, and the infinite possibilities. As I know this for myself, I know this for each person here, is one with the wholeness of life, that abundant flow. I know that the infinite supply is within each person's life to provide happiness and joy and prosperity and universal goodness. For I bless these gifts knowing they do great work into the world as they multiply abundantly. And I release this word into the law of mind knowing that it is done, and so it is. Thank you. Let's say our affirmation. Freely I give. Freely I receive. I'm immersed in the universal flow. Together, freely I give. Freely I receive. I'm immersed in the universal flow. Take it away, Christine.
Freely I give. Freely I receive. Freely I give, freely I receive. I immerse myself, I immerse myself, I immerse myself, immerse myself. Freely I give, freely I receive. I immerse myself in the universal flow, immersing myself in the universal flow, immerse myself. I am immersed, immerse myself in the universal flow. In the universal glow.
That was great. Yeah. And Christine just made up that song as she sang it. It was amazing, wasn't it? She's so talented. I just love her. So I have a new toy, a Tibetan bell. And I created a circle of love prayer. This is the closing prayer. So I would like you to bring someone in your mind's eye that may need a healing. It could be you. It could be a friend or a family member. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to raise your hand. And as you raise your hand, I will point at you. And as you speak their name into this sacred space, I will ding the bell. And after we have everyone's name spoken into the space, we will do a spiritual mind treatment. So we do have a request from Katie Caldwell, and I will name her first into the sacred space. Katie Caldwell. Anyone else? Sharon.
Scotty. Mary. Wes. Nicole. Elizabeth and the people of Paris.
Sydney.
Steve and Jennifer.
Ruth.
I am. Yeah. This is Bama. Yes. Christine. Mm-hmm. If anyone on the podcast would like to bring someone in, I invite you to do so now. And if there's anyone, any situation in your mind that you haven't mentioned, I invite you to do so now. And I invite everyone to close your eyes as we go into the circle of love. For the circle of love is complete. It comprehends all. It includes all. It binds all together with cords of everlasting unity. I can never be separate. I can never be apart from the circle of love, for it is within me. The circle of love is within this sacred space. So I know that I lift each person high within this circle of love, and I allow that divine mind to go in and to fill each person up with the light of God, to fill each person up with the peace, and surrounding them with wholeness and oneness. And I know that God goes before each person to make all crooked paths straight. If any person is in dis-ease or disharmony, discord, I know that it disintegrates within the light of the divine mind. For I know there's a healing right here and right now. And I am grateful for this divine healing. As I reveal the Spirit of God within the mind of God, I am grateful right here as I release my word into the law, and so it is.
So it is.
And as we have kept our loved ones and all people around us in the circle of love, it's important that we give love to the universe. And we are going to do a universal blessing for all sentient beings. And I'll allow Christine to...
I'll sing it once and you can join me. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. Peace, peace, peace. So may all beings be well. May all beings be happy. Peace, peace, peace. You ready? May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. Peace, peace, peace. Let's do one more time with our hands up in the air, just gifting this to the world. May all beings be May all beings be happy. Peace, and you can harmonize. Peace, peace.
That was beautiful. Thank you. A couple announcements before we have our closing song. On March 5th, Sharon Bagley, practitioner, raise your hand, and myself are doing a class called I Draw Loving Boundaries, using the religious science principles to stand in your authentic power. You can sign up outside. Don't forget, next week, Reverend Debbie McDonald will be here for practicing the principles. And don't forget to sign up for classes. There's a lot of wonderful classes going on. I heard Reverend Tammy's class is wonderful. On March 13th, Friday night, Christine Stevens, Bob Mon, Dan Cardamel, and myself, we will be doing the dances of universal peace. These are simple songs and dances done in a circle, celebrating all paths to God. And I want to thank Christine Stevens and Bob Mon and Dan. Let's give them a big hand. I want to thank our practitioners for the evening. That doesn't look like Jill back there. But I know we have Katie Samuelson right here holding light for us and grounding us in spirit. I want to thank Ed Cox, Tim Griffith, Jenny Mills as our coordinators. And I want to thank you for being here. Thank you. All right. Sing us out.
This is a really beautiful closing chant. I can't remember where I learned this, but Lori and I were talking how this would really fit for tonight. The words are, right there.
I invite you to stand.
Let's see. Want to do a little invocation intro? All right. Bamon's going to play us in with the violin. Peace be with you till we meet again in the light. You can hold hands with someone next to you. Go in beauty. Peace be with you till we meet again in the light. And sing it to your neighbor. Go in beauty. Peace be with you till we meet again in the light. Go in beauty. Peace be with you till we meet again in the light.
God bless you.
There's birthday cake in the back to celebrate Reverend Lori's birthday on Friday. Wow. Everyone standing in the sanctuary, let's have a song for Reverend Lori. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday